Hello, Vancouver. My name's Elijah Thomas, and I would love to invite you to come on a journey of recovery with me. This video is to fund and sponsor my friend Galen, aka Chuck, to follow the same path that I've recently followed in my recovery and overall reinventing my whole life. A few years ago, I did a treatment called Ibogaine down in Mexico, and that's been the catalyst for a complete neuro reset and a complete change in pretty much every aspect of my life. Galen is an easy win for me because of his work ethic, his background, and the fact that he wants it so bad. I see myself in him so much. And my plan is, now that I'm working directly with the clinic that helped me, I'm sort of partnered with my medical staff so we can use my story and their expertise to help as many people as possible. I'm really excited, and really I pose a challenge to Vancouver. Here we are in one of the richest cities on the planet, and we have a horrible problem with addiction and crime and all the things that are directly involved with drug addiction. And we throw a lot of money at the problem, a lot of your tax money, and not a lot of effective change. If you're looking from an overview, from a 20,000 foot view, you'd say it has gotten a lot worse. My plan is to raise the funding for my friend's Ibogaine treatment, and for you, the public, to follow the journey. The journey is not just anecdotal. It's not just me. I refuse to believe that. I believe that everybody would have a fresh start after this treatment. So I challenge Vancouver. I challenge everybody listening that richest city in the world, and you can follow a timeline of my friend coming to Mexico, getting in the gym with me, working out, getting his body back, probably a month timeline on that, something like that. And then I'll bring him into Grand Prairie, where I've been working in the oil field for the last year and a half. Pretty much plug and play. I have a great community of people there for him. Really good structure. The discipline of that structure is, I believe, what helped save me and create the new neural pathways, to create the new behavior, to create the new life. And it's a journey that everybody could follow simply through your social media. Now, I don't want to misquote the actual population, but I know there's millions of people in this city. And I'm asking for 200 people to donate $100 and watch my friend's transformation. Galen deserves this. He wants it so bad. He lives in hell, like we all do when we're in addiction. And, you know, if I can express to the viewer how much this is going to work, like, I know this is going to work. This is an instant win. Well, after all that introduction, without further ado, meet Galen Olson. Hey brother, how you doing?
Not bad, you?
Good, man. You want to introduce yourself?
Galen Olson.
Nice, bro. I was hoping today if you could possibly just talk a little bit about your first experience with opiates and how you got involved with them and what your life was like during that and before that.
So, I moved to Vancouver when I was 30 from a small town, got into construction, had a work accident, had a gang form fall on my back, I fractured my back in 4 places, my L1, L2, L3, L4. I got onto a drug called OxyContin. I was taking them at work and stuff like that. I was on a modified work program.
What was your job?
I was doing farm work.
Were you like a worker, a foreman, a supervisor?
I started out as a laborer, and then worked my way up to like lead hand, and then worked my way up to a foreman.
Oh.
And started an apprenticeship program and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And then when I fractured my back, they started me on a drug called OxyContin. And I didn't realize at the time the effects that those pills would have on my life, you know what I mean? there were times where I would run out of my prescription before the month was over, and I didn't even know what withdrawals were. And I would start to get like, you know, the sweats and, you know, all the things that come with, you know, withdrawals from opioids and stuff, right? And I was at work one day, and we used to hire a lot of labor-ready guys. And one day, a labor-ready guy slid a flap under my hand at lunch and said, "Try this. This will get you better." And at first, I thought it was a flap of cocaine, and I said, "What are you doing? I'm not doing coke at work. Are you crazy?" And he said, "It's not coke, it's heroin." And when I grew up, heroin was like taboo. Like I'd never touched it ever, not even once, you know. And I waited a few hours, and after, you know, I couldn't take it anymore, I went to the bathroom and did a little bump on my hand, and within 5 minutes, I haven't stopped using it since. You know, it's been almost 15 years now.
And in that journey from, you know, just moving from pharmaceutical prescriptions to the street life of having to do what it takes on the street to get the drugs, what has that journey been like for you?
Oh, dude, it's been like, you know, you gotta go from like being, you know, a gentleman into a warrior. You know what I mean? Like, the downtown east side isn't for the faint at heart, you know what I mean? And, you know, to last that long down there, you know, I've been through some shit, man. Like, you know, I've been stabbed. You know, I've been robbed. I had 3 guys enter my room while I was asleep, beat me with hammers for 20 minutes, put 90 staples in my head. You know, I still can't function properly with my, you know, face. You know, I've had 3 surgeries on my face just to, you know, so I can open and close my eye. You know, it's not been easy, man. It's not been easy.
So, I want you to talk a little bit about your will. Like, we know each other from when we were in addiction together, and we both are trying to show up at a construction site to work,
Yeah.
which takes a special kind of breed. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
be wired
Yeah.
and to show up at work.
Yeah.
So I remember showing up, and you're going to one site with fent patches on your back, and
Yeah.
I'm going to the other one, and I'm doing dragons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, what was it inside you that made you want to do that? Like, what's driving behind that? What's the, like, what makes you get up in the morning when you have a dope habit and you show up at 6 in the morning and outwork some of the day labor?
I'm just sick of the grind downtown and the, you know, the dangers that come with it. You know what I mean? I'm not a young guy anymore. I'm not 25. I'm not 30. You know what I mean? I'm 45, and I'd like to see my 80s. You know what I mean? And it's just changed so much down there, you know. And I went from, like, you know, starting out, you know, snorting it to then I started shooting it. I did that for 10 years. You know, I'm still wired, but I just smoke it now. I haven't, you know, used a needle in 3 or 4 years now. You know, I've managed to get myself out of the court system. You know, I don't have any pending charges anymore. I don't, you know, and I just wanted to contribute to society again, right? But,
So, what have you seen with me? Like, what's your ideas about Ibogaine? Like, why are we doing this video? Like, what do you think Ibogaine's gonna, what have you seen with your own eyes based on how you know me, and like, what do you think it could do for you, just on your own observation?
Well, I've seen a guy who was like me, different circumstances.
Way worse.
Yeah.
You can say it, I don't mind.
Yeah.
you know,
what I
you can
mean?
say
Yeah,
it.
way worse, way worse.
Like,
way
night and
worse.
day. Say
Yeah.
night and day.
Night and day.
You have to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, you look at you now. You're
Yeah.
clean and you navigate. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I was a nightmare. I was
Yeah.
talking to zombies. Anyways, this is about you, Navi. Sorry.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and you know, like fucking, you know, I remember the day you showed up at my house, you know, and you played it down, but I could tell that something touched your soul, like something, you went through some sort of experience that made you change your entire lifestyle, the way you look at life, the way you look down the road, you know, how you've dealt with your past, how you've come to terms with shit you've done, you know what I mean? I'm still having a problem with some of that kind of stuff too, right? I think that's why I still use and shit, obviously, you know, not to mention I'm still wired, you know what I mean? Like, fentanyl's a fucking different game, man. It's a whole nother fucking ball of wax, man. It's not, you know, it's just, you know, it's a life I don't want to live anymore, man. And after seeing you and the transformation that happened with you, you know, I mean, fucking, that's what I want, man. Fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I want to go back to work and fucking contribute to society and fucking, you know what I mean? Live into my 80s, not fucking, you know, maybe make 50.
Hey, bro. So I was going to ask you a little bit about our plan in bringing you to the oil field and getting you a job, and after Mexico and getting you clean. I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on that, and why do you think it would be a good fit for you?
Well, fuck, it's like a second chance at life, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen what it's done to you, you know what I mean? Like, new teeth, new car, new attitude, new environment, new you know what I mean? Like, I've seen you fucking at your lowest, and now you're at your highest, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, it's inspiring, man, you know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah, like, fuck, man.
And like, you know, do you think having a goal will be enough with the long days, you know, the 15-day shifts, the 20-day shifts, and in camp for weeks at a time? And
yeah, well, like I said before, I come from a logging background, right? So I'm used to camp work and stuff like that, right? You know, so
you are the perfect match for it, I have to agree. Out of everybody I know, I knew that this would be a great fit for you. And you get the year under your belt. I want to do videos with us going to Turkey, getting your teeth done, come back with the Hollywood smile, all that type of stuff. Speaking of smiles, the picture I'm putting on your GoFundMe is a picture of you before addiction. Beautiful smile, by the way. Who else was in the picture there?
That was my wife at the time.
What happened to her?
She died from a brain aneurysm.
That must have been really hard.
Yeah, it was. It was around the time I broke my back, so it was like a double whammy.
Yeah, life is cruel that way, for sure.
Yeah.
It must have taken a long time to get through it.
Yeah. I still, you know, I don't think I ever grieved her death. I think I just pushed it down with addiction, you know what I mean?
I understand completely. My friend. So I only bring this up because obviously it's a very personal subject, and I have a lot of the similar background as you, where I find Ibogaine is giving me the release of those demons. Compartmentalization only works so long, so I'm really hopeful that you get the same, well, like, not hopeful, I know you'll have some result that'll be spiritually awakening for sure. But yeah, I'm really hopeful. Thank you for sharing that, Chuck. That's really amazing. I appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to say to anyone that wants to donate to your cause and prove us wrong and test the theory and all the things?
Well, I mean, after seeing you, man, it's, you know what I mean, the proof is in the pudding, dude. I mean, I've seen you fucking shoeless in the gutter, fucking with nothing, man. You know what I mean? And look at you now, fuck.
Well, that's what people have to understand. If you're still alive, you can fix it. That's the whole point, right? So it doesn't matter how chemically lobotomized you are or any of that stuff. It just matters if you want to fucking live.
Yeah.
And you want to live more than anyone I know right now, bro.
Yeah.
So let's get him down to Mexico, people.
Cool, man.
All right, say goodbye to Vancouver, brother.
See ya.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Hey, Vancouver, thanks so much for watching my video. If you have any questions about Ibogaine, please go to www.internationalibogainetreatment.com, and our medical team would be happy to answer any questions. You know, I hope that this journey, y'all can come on it with me, and we can get Galen to Ibogaine, to get him to follow this path. If this is a template for people's recovery, then let's do it. Like, we have so many people. If you're from Vancouver, you know somebody, or you have a family member that's died from addiction, and we're all suffering. So let's do something to make the situation better. Thank you so much again. Bye-bye.